up, everybody? My name is Last Name Jones, and thank you so much for tuning into New Age Finance. If you've not done already, please go ahead and press like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen. I would greatly appreciate that. Also, you guys know the rules. We do not give price predictions nor market predictions. Reason being, I am not a financial advisor. And y'all know what we say around here. If you listen to me without doing your own research, you're going to end up what? That's right. Po. So po that you can't even afford the OR. It's just po, P-O, and that's it. So with that being said and done, let's get into today's episode. Boom. So look, in case you guys have been sleeping on the Iraq, there is a war that's about to be kicked off, right? So Russia is on Ukraine's borders with over 100,000 troops. They're saying that they're not going to attack, but come on, this is like a repeat of 2014. Now, why is this important to the crypto community? Here's the thing. If you guys remember, like when Afghanistan and all that stuff was going on, right? A lot of Bitcoin wallets or crypto wallets were created because when a war starts and people starts to run or refugees start, we have refugees and stuff start to run, well, out of the country, what happens is you have no access to money for food or necessities, right? So a lot of people, they can send fiat or even cryptocurrency through these wallets, and people can then use that money to like acquire food and necessities on the run to the neighboring country or wherever they're going, right? So that's one way how we've seen that. Another thing is inflation. Everybody knows during war, there's huge inflation, prices, everything goes up. People start running from the markets because it becomes kind of unstable, very unstable actually. And people start going in towards Bitcoin or gold as we've seen in the past. And that is very vital. So everybody that's not paying attention right now, that's just always looking at this, social media, whatever, that's what's going on. If you're an investor, this is a vital moment for you. Because if you're invested in the stock market, yes, there's a chance that this could have a negative impact on the stock market. As far as the cryptocurrency market, who knows? Other coins might lose value if they're within that region, right? Or they have more miners in that region, I should say. And of course, the overall Bitcoin, it should go up in case of war, being that people can actually send, or even programs that's funding people, the refugees, they can send them money and fund to get necessities, even gas and stuff like that along the way while they're trying to get away from all the violence and war. So let me just read to the story real quick so I could just, because this is a short one, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I don't really get involved in politics like that. So let me just go here. Right. So, so this is what's going on, right? Russia has built up its military force on its borders with Ukraine and could invade the country in any day. The U.S. Defense Department spokesperson John Kirby said on February 14th, the U.S. temporarily moved its embassy from the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv to the city of Lviv, I don't know how to say that, right, on the Polish border. Over the past 2 months, Russia has amassed more than 130,000 troops on the Ukrainian border, prompting U.S. and European authorities to sound the alarm of an imminent attack. The last time Russia interfered in Ukraine was in 2014 when it annexed the Crimean Peninsula, a conflict that estimated to have cost over 14,000 lives. An attack on Ukraine by Russia would likely prompt harsh sanctions by the U.S. and Europe with potential to rattle the global economy. In the meantime, uncertainty surrounding the geopolitical conflicts is spooking financial markets. Why is Russia interfering in the Ukraine? Now, Russia's interest in the Ukraine is driven in part by historical and cultural ties to the region. Ukraine was a part of the Soviet Union until it collapsed in 1991, and ethnic Russians accounted for 17% of its population at the time. At last census was taken in 2001. During the 2 decades Putin has been in power, he's focused on bridging Ukraine back into Russia's sphere of influence. He's seeking to diffuse current tensions, which some accuse Russia of stoking in the first place, by calling for a ban on potential Ukrainian membership in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, as well as limiting NATO from deploying troops and weapons from Eastern Europe, demands that both the US and its allies have formally rejected, right? So, is it spooking the markets? The US and European leaders are expected to impose strong sanctions that could have wide-ranging impacts on the global economy should Russia invade the Ukraine. But Russia is likely to retaliate, which could in turn hit the US and European economies. Sanctions could affect everything from energy and food prices to semiconductor industry, which relies on materials including neon and palladium produced in Russia to make chips that are already in high demand. Wow. So these computer chips that we've been in high demand for already because of the whole shortage and stuff, like I guess these stuff are made in Russia, or this stuff is made in Russia. So that's one way they can retaliate, which, yeah, that could really hit. Well, more than 1,100 US based firms and 1,300 European firms have at least one direct supplier in Russia, according to the supply chain risk management company Interos. But for now, a Ukraine invasion is still hypothetical. Russia said today it was pulling back some troops from Ukraine, even as videos on social media show Russian units and missiles advancing towards the border. The uncertainty has proven volatile for financial markets. The S&P dropped in recent days as worries of potential escalations grow among investors. It rose once again this morning, February 15th, as Putin signaled an willingness to talk with the US and NATO. All right, so I'm not going to go all the way through that, but you guys see basically the same thing I was saying. It's shaking up the markets already. The market's already being rattled by this. So it's something to keep our eyes on, right? Let me look this up right quick. I'm sure. Y'all give me 1 second. What happens? Wow. What happens when you die? Damn, what have people been searching for? What happens to Bitcoin if Russia attacks? Let's see. Actually, I put that one up on my phone also. So let me just read it from there because it's already up. Just to let you guys know what happens in case of war, would it affect it? Okay, so what happens to Bitcoin in case of a war? If war leads to higher inflation or even hyperinflation in a currency, then Bitcoin's price will appear to rise, but this will be due more to those currencies losing value than Bitcoin gaining value. Having said that, Bitcoin could turn out to be a great hedge against inflation in times of war. So this is what I was telling you guys. So let's just call it, because like I said, I don't do market predictions. This is actual facts of stuff that can affect the market. I'm not telling you it's going to go up. I'm not telling you it's going to go down. I'm telling you that there's something right now in play in the real world that could potentially affect the market, right? Potentially Bitcoin, it could affect it good, potentially, but it could also be bad. We don't know. Every situation is different. Just be on your P's and Q's and don't be selling off with your paper hand self. Hold on, get these diamonds ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, just hold on. So just giving y'all a heads up. It's your boy, last name Jones. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you've not done it already, please go ahead, press like, press subscribe, get me to 1,000, please. I need 1,000. All right, I ain't gonna cry. Love y'all. Peace.